This is Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch Imperial Patrol Trooper. He's also known as basically the Imperial cop that we saw in Solo: A Star Wars Story. This was the guy that was on Corellia that was chasing after the young Han Solo and Kira on Corellia when they were trying to make their escape from Lady Proxima. You appeared for about maybe 15 to 20 seconds of screen time, and in typical Star Wars fashion, got made into an action figure. But as any Star Wars fan can tell you, we all love our Imperial troopers, and I had to pick him up. I found this guy on Amazon a couple weeks ago, and along with Val and the L3 wave, I'm still looking for Rio Durand, Leia, Skiff Lando, and what was the last one? Dengar from that wave. But until I get them, pretty happy with what I've gotten thus far from that wave. Before we take a look at this new trooper, let's take a look, of course, at the packaging. Standard Black Series box here. New artwork here illustrating the Imperial Patrol Trooper. He's number 72 in the line. And if you want to read the description for the character, here it is. Just hit the pause button. He is basically the cop that reinforces the Empire's laws on various planets in the galaxy. But they basically act as police officers, and we saw that very briefly in Solo: A Star Wars Story. In terms of the figure itself, I generally like it. I think, again, I just love stormtroopers. I love the look. This will always, any additional trooper will always be a good addition to your stormtrooper shelf, I would say. Articulation-wise, let's take a quick look at the articulations first, because that's where I have the biggest issue with this figure. His head looks alright. I mean, for my figure, when he came out of the box, all the joints were really rock solid for some reason, so I really spent some time beforehand just to loosen them up a bit. The head, even though it moves around relatively easily, it's on the ball joint, of course. It doesn't really provide any motion up and down. You can't really move the head up and down. This is as far as you can get it up and down, which compared to the original Stormtrooper is not that good. This trooper comes with a new sculpt in regards to the chest piece, as you can see here, and also with some of the pieces here on the shoulders as well. Like, it's a completely new mold, so I guess I shouldn't expect the articulation to be as fluid, but it just bothers me in some way. It's got a ball joint torso as well, which provides a pretty good range of motion, I would say. Here's where I have the biggest issue. With the other Stormtroopers, they've all come in the past with double jointed elbows. As you can see here on the Imperial Patrol Trooper, it's a single joint, an elbow joint, just like that. Very basic, very simple. It also doesn't allow for a great range of motion. I mean, for whatever reason, the hinge piece here is molded in a way that really prohibits articulation in any meaningful fashion. The arms basically only go as far as that, and you can only bend it pretty much close to or a little bit more than a 90-degree angle, and that's it. And as you can see here, anytime I try to move it, maybe it's my figure itself, but anytime I try to move it, it's just very, very difficult and feels very, very hard to just move the elbows here for this figure, which really is unfortunate. The shoulder joint here also doesn't really allow for a great range of motion up or down. I'm not sure if this shoulder pad piece here is hindering articulation in any way. But again, this is something that just really bothers me, you know? It's the joints, for whatever reason, are not really mobile at all. Which really sucks, because I think the figure itself looks great detail-wise. Standard articulation here on the feet, so you got swivel thighs, double jointed knees, and also a swivel lower foot here that can go around 306 degrees, and ankle rockers as well. So no problems with the lower portion of the figure, but again, this elbow joint here, just not the best. Like, it just doesn't look right to me, and I have no idea. But maybe it has to do with the character's design. Maybe this is the best that Hasbro could do, but again, it was just something that I thought was not ideal. The Imperial Patrol Trooper also comes with only one accessory. His little pistol blaster here, which goes into this holster here. Let me just show you really quickly. He holds it pretty well in both hands as well. Take a quick look here at the pistol. Not a lot of detail on it. It's a pretty basic accessory, I would say. It also comes with this, I guess, a riot baton. Over here. That again holds pretty well. Pretty basic accessories included with the trooper. Again, he is basically a cop. I guess the Empire just wants to control the locals as well. The regular stormtrooper isn't enough. Let's put this down here. Paint details, paint applications, pretty well done. Little lack of quality control here. Here real quickly for you guys to see. A lack of quality control here at the top. Some paint issues, which is unfortunate, but overall, like I said, it's pretty good. Black and white. Can't go wrong with black and white. His helmet also has, I think, a tinge of green when I look at it. It looks like it's got a tinge of green, which I thought is pretty cool. Figure stands pretty well on its own. Here he is next to the Mimban Trooper, which I think is probably one of my favorite Trooper figures of all time. And here he is next to a standard Black Series Imperial Stormtrooper. So again, pretty much the same height. Patrol Trooper here obviously has some different body pieces to it, some different new molds, which is nice. But overall, a beautiful addition to the Black Series line. I think this figure would have been great if it came with its actual speeder bike or some sort of vehicle accessory or vehicle, because you can't really have a patrol trooper, in my opinion, without the actual vehicle that he was on in Solo: A Star Wars Story. To have him in the single release here in the main Black Series line, I just don't know. Like, you know, I think there's something missing with this figure. I can't envision this guy just walking around on Corellia on his 2 feet. You know, he's got to come with a vehicle of some kind. So, that's another thing that I don't really like with the execution and delivery of this figure. Should have came in a vehicle box or something like that. I think overall, I'd give this figure a 6.5 out of 10. Again, you know, it is another trooper. If you collect Imperial Stormtroopers, definitely pick him up. For me, I think, you know, If you're army building or you like to collect Imperials, he's a must-have. But again, if you're a casual collector, this guy might be a pass. I don't think he's a necessary addition, even though he looks great. I don't think he's necessary for a casual collector out there. My biggest issue, again, elbow joints. It's not double jointed. And I have a problem with that. What do you think about the Imperial Patrol Trooper? Let me know in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time here on the channel. And until the next time, may the toys be with you.